Hello everyone, in today's video we will be learning to paint a beautiful snowy landscape. We'll start. Now we will be making a 1 centimeter border from all the four sides using masking tape. So first we will mark the areas like this and then we will apply masking tape over it. Now we'll start with the sketch. Make a curved line like this. It's not too curved, but there is a slight curve as you can see. And now we'll move ahead to make the house, the hut that is placed on the right side of the paper. Over here, make a sleeping line like this. Then make a diagonal line this way, right above the curve that we made. And then another sleeping line and another diagonal this way here. Make it double lined. And make another straight line here and another line over here and join the two, make it broader. This way we make another small confinement that is attached to the house. Now over here we make a curved line like this for drawing the fence. I make a straight line over here. And then from here make a line this way and here this way, another one here. Now again make small straight lines. Remember that the lines that are at a distance, they will be smaller, as whatever is far from us is often seen to be very small in size, and things that are near to us, they are bigger in size. So as we draw the fence that are near to us, as we move towards the right side adding more and more fences, you will notice that I'm making the lines bigger and broader as well. We'll add the roof to this other confinement that we made, and we make the door over here this way, another small door over here. Using the eraser, slowly erase everything. Just make the pencil lighter. You don't have to erase everything properly. We just need to make the graphite that is present on the paper lighter so that when we paint it, the pencil lines automatically disappear. Over here I'm using Prussian blue color and adding it over here at the top. I'm using a very dark tone of this, and I'm also making sure that it is equally runny. It is not middle tone, it is dark tone, but it is also runny, so that whatever color, whatever paint we are applying at the top, it slowly moves downward like this. Add more and more color over here this way, and it will slowly flow down here. Now I'm applying more and more water as I go down. Over at the top we applied a lot of color. As I told you, I'm not using dark tone, but I'm not using a lot of color, but I'm using dark tone and I'm making sure that it's running. And then later on I applied water and let everything flow down. As you can see, at the top it's dark and at the bottom it becomes lighter and lighter. Here I'm blending the colors so that we don't have any patches this way. And while it's still wet, we will add trees over here. But first we need to ensure that the paper has absorbed enough color to stay wet while we paint the trees. Over here, make sure you blur the edges for the ground. Make sure you do not blur the edges for the rooftop here. And here I'm adding a little bit of Payne's gray color. You can mix brown and a little bit of purple together with a pinch of Prussian blue and get this color. And just apply this color. You can see a variation here. At the top it is bright Prussian blue color, in the middle it is the light tone of Prussian blue, and everything is flowing down, and at the bottom we have beautiful gray color, giving a sense of perspective in the painting. Now again, from top to bottom I run my brush like this, ensuring that I have a beautiful base. Now this is a good time to stop if you think that you have a nice background and you do not need to do the further steps that I'm doing in my picture. In case you think that water has gone or the color has gone over the roof where we did not want the color to go, you can just damp the tissue in that area and just allow the color to be removed from that area. Just make sure that that area is still wet when you damp the tissue over it. That will take away all the color. Next, over here I have used Payne's gray color and added this tree over here. I made sure that the paper was not too wet. When you see the paper, see that it's not too wet. If you see a puddle of water there, then it is not a nice time to paint the tree. You have to wait for the paper to dry a little and then you are supposed to paint this tree. So how I painted is I made a line and I made sure that I have a very dark tone of Prussian blue color. It is very thick and I added a little bit of black in it when required, or Payne's gray in it to add variation. And I just added these strokes this way. It is not perfect, it's just some random strokes bunched up together. And I also make sure that it forms a triangle. As you can see, as it goes down, it just becomes broader and broader. I first add the strokes with Prussian blue color and then with the dark Prussian blue color, that is black mixed with Prussian blue. Once you are done with this, wait for the painting to dry. Then we'll move ahead to the next steps. The painting is dry, take brown color, mix a little bit of black in it to create dark brown color and add it at the top over here like this, right under the roof. You will color only this much area with the dark brown and the rest of the areas will be covered with normal burnt sienna. This way. Paint the rest of the area this way. Add a little bit of water as it flows down as well. Leave the door area like this. Now I'll mix a little bit of brown and black. It's not as dark as the earlier one, but it is still a little dark, and I add some dots over here and cover up the door area as well. Again, mix brown and black together and create a dark tone for the cabin that is present on the right side of the hut. Next, add dark brown color on this portion and a little over here, making a difference in between the cabin and the hut. The front portion of the hut is a little dry, and now I'm adding another dark color on the right side to show the dark area there where the sun or the light from the sky is not reaching. And here again I add a very watery amount of dark brown color and then I will slowly blend it together with the base of this house. We are just trying to make it look a bit more realistic by adding these paints. Now mix a little bit of purple and Prussian blue color and a little bit of brown and black as well to mix a dark purplish color. You can also use Payne's gray for the same, and using it you add these colors over here near the fences and use the side of the brush so that you are also getting texture in between them and blend them together this way. You don't have to color it properly or blend each and every stroke, but you also have to maintain there are some spots like this over here. I take a dark amount of the same color and I add some dots here and add some shadows in the fences like this, shadow of the fences here. Make sure that you have a thick amount of color, otherwise it will blur up in the wet paint that is present underneath. Now we will wait for it to dry. Next, take black color, mix a little bit of Prussian blue in it, and using that dark color we will make the pine trees. We will make two pine trees that are just behind the hut. So I'm mixing this dark color and then I will make a line over here like this and then start adding the trees this way. You can see how there is a difference in between them. There is space in between the trees like this. And notice the strokes that I'm adding. These are the same strokes that I added in the trees that are at the background as well, but it was not so visible because the paper was wet and the strokes started to blur out. But here you can see them for the crisp. We start from one dot and then we make it 2, then 3, 4, making it into a triangle as we head down. And you can see how it looks like a pine tree here. Now you take dark brown color and add it over here for the fences. You don't have to add every single stroke. You can add tall breaking lines and add very loose strokes for the fences as well, like this. Next, take a very dark brown color and add it over here on the door, this way. Take purple color and mix a little bit of black in it and add the shadows over here for the snow-capped hut, this way. Again, a very watery color here. Again, I take water and I will blur all the edges this way. Here, again, I apply watercolor and then I blur it up this way. Now I will use the same color and add it for the fences over here, this way. And over here. Also add these right under the line that connect all the fences together, but this time this color will be very watery. So once we are done with the groundwork, we will add this color, take this color and add it right under them here, this way. Again, it's not supposed to connect, it's just supposed to be there this way here. Since it was looking a bit empty, I added another tree over here, this way. A small line and then some strokes here and there. It looks like there is tree or some bushes down the hill on the other side of this painting. Now you will use white gouache to add lines like this and make some crisp edges. This way, make sure you're using a lot of color and very small amount of water. The color should be buttery as you apply it on the paper. Apply these strokes this way and then add these strokes over here on the tree. It should look like the snow is present on the tree. The trees are snow-capped. Using the same strokes that I used for making the trees, but I'm making sure that I do not color the entire tree in white. I'm going to leave some space and add it only on the top part of the leaf so that it looks like the snow has fallen from the sky onto the top part of the leaf, but the bottom area is still the leafy area and we don't have snow over there, as you can see over here in the second tree as well. Do not cover the tree. I repeat it again and again. There should be space in between the first and the second layer of snow as you add it on the tree. I add some over here as well and some on the fences this way. Again, a very dotted line, tall breaking lines for showing the highlights. And that's all. Some over here on the house. You take a big brush and add a lot of color over it and add snow like this. Just tap the brush like this and let it snow. You can also add some big dots using the brush itself like this. But it should be just here and there in some places and not everywhere. Now I'm mixing a really dark brown color and I'm using it to add it on the fences to make it look more dimensional. Just the way we added highlight to make the light tone, we are going to add these dark lines on the other side of the fence to show the dark tone. And that's it, we are done with the picture. Remove the masking tape and we are done. You can see how beautifully this picture comes out as we remove the masking tape, as we get a beautiful white border to complement our painting.